Happy New Year,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hey.
I'm gonna call the meeting to order. 2026, holy moly.
Holy moly, that's right.
January 12th. And I have Sandy Bodmer-Turner,
Here.
Brian Fry,
Here.
Gordon Brewster, Sarah Creighton present, Sue Philbrick, and Chris Olney.
Here.
And Mark Resnick. And Peter Morton is not here tonight.
He's not.
Okay, so
Hey, did you get a sign?
the first order of business is there any public comment on things that are not on the agenda elsewhere? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to move on. The first item we have is an approval not required by Manchester Village Properties LLC at 5 Flatley Ave. Do we have a representative from that? Okay, Scott Johnson, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Can you explain to the board what you're planning on doing, and I'll try to pull up the plans.
Sure. So I own 5 Flatley Avenue and 7-9 Flatley Avenue. And the two properties share a side lot line. And we are simply asking to move that side lot line. It doesn't create any violations for the structures that are on either property. It doesn't change the frontage, and it doesn't create any violations otherwise. It's simply a shift of the lot line to take some space, about 1,000 total square feet, from 7-9 lot and give it to the 5 Flatley lot.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're basically
I can try to bring it up if you like. But
Okay, I can.
Are you basically moving the lot line toward the east where the new development is? Is that what's happening?
correct.
Okay.
There's currently 21 or 22 feet of side yard setback, and we're simply giving some of that side yard setback to the 5 Flatley property.
Mark, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend the plan be endorsed.
Okay. I'll pull it up here. I think this is it.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you're moving
So
this
the-
lot line here, right?
Right, so the dotted line is the current lot line, and then the line that you see that's about 10 feet over, or that is 10 feet over, would be the new lot line.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I have
Yeah.
some, so there's no implications on, this is literally just a 10-foot move, and no implications on zoning regarding the two lots?
Correct, they don't, it doesn't create any setback violations. There's no change to frontage. There's already adequate lot. The 6,000 square feet is required. We have like 14,000 square feet on the 7-9. It doesn't create any violations for open space or anything like that. The lot's very spacious, the 7-9 lot that the land's coming from.
But it does have 4 units on it, correct?
It actually only has 2 units on it. There's a total of about 30,000 square feet of land back there, and it's split into 2 lots that are each about 14 or 15,000 square feet. And each of those contains 2 units.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's not shown, but above if you were above the lot A1, is another lot that has 2 units on.
Thank you.
Up here.
Yes, yep,
Okay. And this is, so you can see the frontage is here along Flatley Ave. It's a pork chop lot, but that exists already. See up at the top?
correct, that's the existing
That's the
condition.
existing frontage. So the frontage does not change.
Correct, there's a small triangle, or it angles off at the very end of the lot change to the point of the existing street. So there's no change of frontage. And all the lots have sufficient frontage for what's built on it.
Okay, any other discussion? I'll take a motion, any other discussion? I'll take a motion to endorse the plan of land for 5 Flatley Avenue and 7-9 Flatley Avenue, prepared for Manchester Village Properties LLC, 18 Sergeant Street, Suite A, Gloucester, Mass. Date of the plan is December 10th, 2025, and the scale is 1 inch equals 20 feet. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that it be endorsed.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, and we have 1 person out. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank
Thank
you. Okay, the next is the approval not required for Manchester Village, for Goodrich Vine Realty Street Realty Trust and Goodrich Vine Street Homestead Realty Trust at 12 Vine Street. Let me pull that up. Do we have somebody here from that to represent that A&R?
Yeah. Hi, this is Chris Goodrich from the homeowner.
Okay, great, thank you. Let me pull up your plan here. Again. Why don't you go ahead and start telling us what you're
Yeah, sure.
planning?
So we just purchased the property from the estate of Patricia Fenton. Prior to the sale of the property, they had split the lot line, and really what they did is they just split it sort of down the middle. So the back of it went to the left of an existing garage, and the rest of it gave approval not required to what is a new build lot. What we are proposing to do, again, conforming in all ways, is just move the lot line so that the new build lot has more land and the existing structure has a bit less. The shed is going to come down. The garage is already scheduled to be, well, it will have to come down. That was part of the A&R that they went through when the Fenton estate owned it. And then we are going to renovate the white house that's the existing structure, and hopefully once that's done, build new next door.
Okay. Questions, comments from the
So I just
board?
do have to
Yeah.
ask, the lot line, it's literally that lot line is being removed, is that correct?
This one here, the dotted one,
Which one? Yeah,
is the existing between the two.
and it's being
And
removed,
It's being removed and it's being replaced with this solid line.
new lot line and it's right through the shed that's
Right.
going.
Am I correct about that? Yeah,
That's correct.
okay. And so the lot, this is District D. Two.
I have one, I'm a little unclear about how to read the lot 1A, 1B, lot 2 square footage. So is it that lot 2 will wind up with 9,750 square feet plus
Mhm.
lot 1B of 37?
I believe so.
So
Yeah,
there'll be
that's
like
right.
a 13,000 square foot lot and an 8,000 square foot lot?
That's correct. And I think that's because the way the deeds are filed, that's how Gilmore and Gilmore told us it had to be done, but yes, that's correct.
And the area in D is 6,
6,000.
so we're fine on that. And it doesn't change the frontage.
No.
Oh, interesting, this is right next to the Flatley.
Yeah, Flatley's actually right behind us, right?
Right.
Okay. Mark, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend you endorse the plan.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, let's see, I'll take a motion to endorse the plan as approval not required. The plan prepared for Goodrich Vine Street Legacy Realty Trust and Goodrich Vine Street Homestead Realty Trust, prepared by LaFranc Survey Associates, plan dated December 18th, 2025, scale 1 inch equals 20 feet. Have a motion?
So moved.
Sue moves and
I'll
Gordon, Brian seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for the
Thank you.
application. Appreciate that.
Before you move on,
Yeah.
I have a paper for Gordon to sign for the Mullins rule
Oh, okay,
for the
great.
next item.
Okay.
It needs to be signed before you
Watch the video.
begin the public hearing.
It was the most exciting thing I did all day today.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You guys are like stunningly interested in that.
So you need to put your name at the top.
It was only boring because you weren't there, Gordon.
So I'm gonna turn over to you. I can still run them.
Put your name there.
Okay.
Checked off what you looked at.
Do you want to
Official
pull-
audio recording, for your video recording, correct?
Yep,
Sure.
checked that.
Or I can have it
Says
ready.
B,
Yep.
and signed under the penalty of law.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well,
For those of you wondering what we're doing, Gordon has watched the video of the last meeting
Is that
and
good?
is attesting
perfect. All
to
you
that.
need to do.
So with now,
So I'll take a motion to reopen the public hearing on the request for a special permit under section 4.2 F1 of the zoning bylaw submitted by the town of Manchester for a special permit to authorize maintenance dredging at the Manchester Harbor entrance and Proctor Cove.
So moved.
And second,
Second,
all in favor?
can I abstain?
5 yes, 1 abstention. So before the holidays, we heard a presentation by Foth, is that how you pronounce it, Foth? Regarding the specifics of the proposed dredging. And we had gone through a list of concerns that we thought could be met by specifying conditions. And Mark Resnick was going to prepare a draft, which he did. I don't know if everyone had a chance to look at it. It was in the meeting packet today.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just post that and make sure everyone is in agreement on it. While we do that, Mark, I had made one change in your, let's see, in that paragraph 9. I just changed, I made a comment on it. I tried to change it and it wouldn't let me change it.
Okay.
So I made a comment on the side to put a period after services and then capitalize the however.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that got incorporated. I
There's
had my
no
eyes
impact on
dilated
town
this afternoon,
services,
so-
period, however, I must have
Okay,
fixed
it's
that.
good now? Okay.
Yes, and Brian had sent a comment in and that's fixed on the draft as well.
Great.
So I referred to the wrong section.
Oh, great. And then I think on the last page, since Sarah has to abstain,
I think it has to be me
Yeah.
that signs.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yep,
change that too.
yep, I'll change that.
Did anyone have any other comments after looking at the draft?
It seems to include all the things we were asking for.
Yeah, I thought so too.
We should ask public comment.
Any comment, well, first of all, any other discussion from the board? Any public comment? Anyone online? I don't see any. And no further discussion from the board. So, okay.
Sorry, the comment that I was referring to that I emailed Mark about was the decision citing the correct zoning bylaw section. In the minutes, it was 4.1.1 or something like that, but in the draft, it was a 4.2.1F or something. So that was just for consistency.
If there's no further discussion or comment, I'll take a motion to approve the request for a special permit under section 4.2 F1 of the zoning bylaw submitted by the town of Manchester for a special permit to authorize maintenance dredging at the Manchester Harbor entrance and Proctor Cove. According to the plan prepared by Foth, dated September 17th, 2025. Is there anything more I should add?
Authorize you to
Sign it.
sign the special permit.
So moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We've got 5 yes and 1 abstention, Ms. Creighton. Anything else, Mark?
Close the public hearing.
Oh, right, thank you. I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
5 in favor, 1 abstention.
Okay, great.
Mine says thank you.
We
Thank
say,
you,
we say
Brian.
you're
I
welcome.
think we all said that. Okay, great, thank you, Sue. Thank you, Nate, for coming and Bion, appreciate that. Great, so now we're, back to talking about zoning. We're gonna start with, the downtown, district zoning, and at the last meeting, we started a little list of things that we wanted to discuss tonight. And I know there was an email from Mr. McKenna about the district boundaries. So I'm just gonna pull up the things that we set to refresh everybody's memory, the things that we said we were gonna talk about tonight. And that doesn't mean we can't talk about other things. But we did put these down at the end of December. The density bonus for affordable, so that would mean an additional unit or units if you make them affordable. The district boundaries, which might include the property along the tracks at Beach Street or Elm Street. We also had put that out there. Parking requirements, and then Sandy, I put your issue, I'm not sharing.
It's a nice photo,
Oh,
though.
sorry. Sharing the wrong thing. You never know what you're gonna get.
I'm ready for a palm tree
Sure,
photo.
yeah.
though.
Pictures of my vacation.
Can I ask one question? I've
Yeah.
got the city of Beverly and town of Hamilton and town of Wenham documents
Yeah.
inside this.
So those are notices that we receive because we are in a budding town.
Oh, okay, so they're making us
So
aware
if
of.
you, it's correspondence. So the city of Beverly sends us a notice to say that they're doing whatever it is they're doing. And from time to time, they're of interest to the town of Manchester.
Yeah, the Gloucester one with the waste disposal.
Yes.
Yeah, for example. So that's why we get them. and we should
Okay.
look at them.
And we
I
do
was
it.
reading them and go, did I miss something here, or did we
Yeah.
annex it like they did Greenland?
We took it, yes. Over the weekend.
Manchester's expanded.
Don't tell anybody. Okay, so I'm just gonna run through the list so that we have sort of a picture, and then if we have other things, certainly we can talk about them, this is important. And Jeff Laney from the select board is on too, so Jeff, if you have questions or comments particularly, I wanna talk a little bit about how we present this to the select board, but if you think the select board has comments, please jump in as well. So Sandy also had said addition to the table of uses with first floor residential in Harbors District, to talk about that again. The use of notes and the word lot and throughout zoning in general, the different special permit authorities. That's a little bit different.
That's just speaking to
Yeah.
what I don't clearly understand, and maybe
Yeah, I
you
think-
all do, and Mark can just give me a briefing at some point.
Well, why don't we just
But if
start
it's
with that
useful
one?
to
I think
review.
it's historic. And maybe you wanna just give us a sense of why certain things have special permit authority from the ZBA and some have this planning board.
Well, I'm not sure about the history here in Manchester, but in many other communities, the planning board generally reviews slightly bigger projects because it's used, also does subdivisions as well, does site plan review, things that are kind of requiring dimensional variances for dimensional things, special uses that might affect a neighborhood, and maybe more of a neighborhood meeting, like, you know, do we really want that particular use adjacent to or next to our special permits? Here in Manchester, it's a little bit more kind of mixed what happens, but that's typically a lot of times how. And of course, variances to the zoning bylaws, also what the zoning board does as well, so.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit historic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Chris, you've been on longer than I, but things like swimming pools are ZBA
That's right.
and,
I think it is historic.
yeah,
And theoretically, the ZBA would use the same criteria that the planning board would in granting a special permit.
So the
But-
standards are the standards embedded in the bylaw.
yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, we would probably go through and make sure all of those make sense and make some modifications. I think that probably Mark Bobrowski would have flagged anything that was highly unusual, but whether that got carried forward is anybody's guess.
He didn't note anything, so.
Yeah, so you're right, may not entirely be evenly applied, but in this case, for downtown, we have reserved the special permit authority for first floor, for a residential on the first floor, for the town center for the planning board.
Okay.
So,
So
Try to
what-
make it a little more business friendly, so you only have to go to one board. You know, also by, of course, adjusting setbacks and uses
Right.
and those types of things.
you would do design review with us as
Yeah.
well, so
Yep.
that helps to keep it under one.
Right,
If you have a variance, then you still have to go to the ZBA.
right. But we've tried to limit the number of variances people would have to apply for.
But a variance is by definition not in conformance with the bylaw, right?
Right. and
So
hardship.
then what's the criteria for granting a variance?
So there are,
Economic hardship
Yeah.
or
there's a variety of, yes, there's.
But economic hardship is the state.
is the,
Very, yeah, it's kind of limited as well. You know, it varies on how it's applied, let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
okay,
And
and a special permit could go to either the plan, because there were some cases when it said SP.
Yep.
And it can go either way to the zoning board or the planning board.
Yeah, depending upon what's in the use table.
Uh-huh,
The use table specifies what goes in, where's a particular application for a use would go.
Okay.
okay.
Did we have just SP on any of the places in the use table?
I, for some reason, I thought we did. but
We should check that, because it should say ZBA or planning board.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, great.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so why don't we, let's start with a discussion of district boundaries, because we have, I know a couple people here who are interested in talking about that. The board have any thoughts about changes to the district as we have currently defined it?
Where are you, Sarah?
These are things to discuss. Number 2, district boundaries. This was just sort of our notes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did put the
those
map
are
in the
not-
folder.
Is it the map in the
wasn't
folder?
It's
Okay,
in
I'll
there
pull it
now,
up.
though,
Oops,
just in case you want
stop
to.
sharing. There we go.
So were there boundary changes that anyone wanted to make?
When we were doing the walk through, there was some discussion, I think, about whether or not Elm Street should remain included in the town center. And as I thought about it, there are two, it seems to me its existing conditions are a little bit more like the Harbor's Edge
Right.
with the parking and so forth. The other issue is it's already in a CHOD. The other issue is that it's a area that has become, right now it's mixed use. It has residential on the left side with Sawmill Circle and further down, and so I'm, and it's not as commercial, it's not sort of part of the walking core of the town, which is what I think we are trying to focus on. So I could be actually convinced to leave that in the general district and take it up a little bit later in the general district. I guess by leaving it in the general district, the parking requirements for commercial uses remain.
That's correct.
And as opposed to going to 0 parking. And to me, that might be one of the big reasons to leave it in the general district.
Yeah,
So,
that would be my concern, is that if you suddenly relieved all the commercial parking,
And
that could become a pretty dense area without any parking available for people to conveniently leave their cars,
we essentially take the commercial use parking and put it on the street.
essentially, yeah,
For
that's what
the-
we're doing,
yeah.
yes.
So that, to me, I mean, I guess the other option would be somehow to apply it as Harbor's Edge requirements, which has the commercial, but that's a little bit harder to,
Yeah, since it's in a CHOD anyway,
Right.
yeah.
And currently, I might be mistaken, but there is some residential above on the, I mean, if you're walking,
If you walk all the way to the end
right,
of that
there
street,
is commercial, I mean, there is residential on both sides in parts.
sure, Powderhouse Lane.
Right, well, and above, isn't there on,
Above my
Uh,
shed.
isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
It's
And also-
everything on the west side is
I
residential.
think there are 3 apartments above the.
I don't think there's any commercial on the west side.
No commercial on the west side, right? I'm talking about residential on the east side, and I think there is some up above.
I
Residential,
think it's only those apartments.
But if it
They're not
remains in the
included.
general district, it could be, by lot, it could be a 4-family, but basically the same that is required today. The only thing we would lose in terms of outcome is a requirement, for commercial on the first floor.
right.
That's really the only, and we would if we keep it in the district, we lose the parking requirements. So, and this was, certainly something that came up in the site
A
walk.
walk.
So. Does anybody want to make a motion to remove it or to leave it in, or no motion that would?
Sure, I think I'll make that motion to take the Elm Street properties out of the downtown district.
Town center,
Town center district.
And leave it as general district.
Okay. Do I have a second?
So,
Just so we can discuss it?
I'll second that.
Okay. Go ahead, and I'm gonna ask Mark for his opinion.
yeah, I'm sorry I jumped in there, I couldn't stop myself.
It's okay.
So that would mean the Elm Street property is no longer part of anything we're doing, the current zoning that we're creating.
That's right.
Correct.
There is clearly zoning that applies to them, but it won't be part of what we're generating.
With no change from their current zoning, which is they're in the general district
I don't
now.
really have any opinion one way or the other, so I would agree with that.
Can I clarify if the CHOD encompasses that entire cutoff section? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So effectively, we would be encouraging more residential use, a tendency toward more residential use, given what's on the west side and the northern boundary of it with the apartments.
I think what we might lose is mixed use there,
Yeah,
We have mixed use.
but it already is partly.
Yeah. So I think what happens is you get in that gray area of the problems with the general district use table, and that,
mm-hmm.
mixed use is
So effectively, that drawing is gonna change.
correct. So the boundary would then go, follow, I think,
Yeah, it would follow
here,
the
where my
pond.
cursor is, right above the C,
Yeah,
and would go up along the water to the back of the fire station.
Right.
So,
wow, that's a fairly significant chunk of space.
Well, it's 4 properties.
Mark, do you have any comments one way or the other?
No, I mean, I think it's reasonable not to include it. We are trying to focus on the core area of the downtown. If we're successful over the next several years in really creating a vibrant, busy, walkable downtown with lots of stores, and there's a demand for additional retail, I mean, it can continue to be there.
Right.
It can't, but areas can always be rezoned if you wanted to extend the zoning.
And I might be mistaken, so help refresh my memory, but during the walk, we heard from folks who own property on Elm Street, I believe,
Yes,
and afterwards, and people who lived on Elm Street, I believe. And they seemed concerned about including it. Okay. There was no
because
one-
they had properties that were currently commercial and they wanted to, I mean, I think you're the gentleman who said that.
I can comment in a minute.
Yeah.
So, I will take comment on the change, a change to leave Elm Street, out of the downtown zoning and leaving it in, the general district. Comments?
Sure. I'm Mark Levsky. I happen to be married to a woman who owns the buildings at 1 and 5 Elm Street, which is the Mariposa building and the little building at 1 Elm. And first of all, I applaud your efforts. I think if you're able to maintain a vibrant retail community in Manchester, that's terrific. We have some experience now, my wife, on trying to operate a retail store on Elm Street. And that's part of the reason why I'm here. And what I'm doing is reiterating some of the comments I made on my birthday, November 10th, when I couldn't attend your meeting. But in any event, I agree with Mark that the true retail corridor is Central Street to Beach Street. And Elm Street, as you know, is a dead-end street. It's narrow. It doesn't have a lot of parking. The property that is of particular concern to us is 1 Elm Street. It's a property that's less than 3,000 square feet of land. It has a building that originally housed the Cricket Press years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And since then, it's been a number of other things, including a single-family house. And at the moment, it's leased to Jay Sweet, who operates the Newport Jazz Festival and the Folk Festival. The building itself is structurally not in very good shape, and it's not worth renovating it. The only approach that makes economic sense is taking that building down and constructing what would be a small single-family house. And retail wouldn't work at that site. My wife has opened a store at 5 Elm called Mariposa and Friends that's been in operation for about a year now. And it's not there because it was a wonderful economic opportunity. It's there because during COVID, she needed to have a showroom to show products to people around the country. So it was set up as a showroom, and it worked quite well for that purpose. After COVID, it occurred to Livia and her staff that it made sense to test it out as a retail store. They had personnel in the building. Obviously, they own the space, so it wasn't a question of hiring staff and outfitting the building. Since then, she's done a lot to try to generate business at that site. It's not just her products, it's Mariposa and Friends, so it's a lot of businesses that she knows from the industry. And it's, if any of you have been in there, it's a pretty nice store, but it suffers because it doesn't have a lot of pedestrian traffic. People don't drive by Elm Street. And consequently, if it weren't for the fact that she already had the overhead, it wouldn't be economically viable. I think the bike store survives because it's a destination business. And I think destination businesses on Elm Street could work. But I agree with other comments that have been made about the nature of the street. And I don't need to say much more because I think you tend to concur that it really doesn't make a lot of sense. I think when you referred to Chad, that's 3A, isn't it?
Yes.
Actually, 1 Elm isn't in 3A.
That's correct.
The other properties are included, but 1 Elm is oddly enough not included. But that really doesn't make a difference. And I think you're right. By doing this, there will be a parking requirement for all the other properties on Elm Street, and I think there should be. Because if there weren't, I think there would be a lot of congestion. So, in summary, I guess, I'm here to applaud you for being clever and taking Elm Street out of the proposal. And I think that what's going to happen on the street is going to be very good. Olivia has been working with the town because the town needed certain easements in order to do the Central Pond project. So we agreed on boundary lines and we're looking forward to that happening. I guess that may be back on track, as I understand it. And so with that, there would be some further problems because there couldn't be a connection of traffic for an extended period of time.
Oh,
Actually, it's a really good
right,
point.
right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, great, thank you, Mark. Any other public comment on this topic of Elm Street in or out of the town center district? Okay, I'm not seeing any. So any other discussion from the board? We have a motion on the table to remove the Elm Street from the town center district. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, passes unanimously. So Mark, you'll make that change? Great, thank you. The next piece of the district that I'm aware of, I think, is the property that is, my cursor is pointing to, the house right along the tracks. Mr. McKenna, correct? Mr. McKenna, a house, or owns this property. And I know he had asked to come and make a case for excluding it from the Harbor's Edge District. So with that, why don't I'm gonna flip it a little bit and ask you to just, I know Mark had invited you to come and speak to us.
So I'm David McKenna. I live at 37 Beach Street. We purchased the house 5 years ago. Last used as a commercial property at PJ's Harborside Restaurant back in the late 90s. Property was then bought in 2000, so 25 years ago, and in 2004 converted to residential. So it's been residential for over 20 years. I think we're the only residential property of the 12 properties here, strictly residential. So the request is to keep it in general. If the property turns over in the future, someone might want to put commercial in there again. But I don't see a reason to have to make it within the Harbor's Edge, which would restrict me from potentially making it a two-family. We bought the house with 3 children, we're down to 1. He's 21, he'll be moving up. So potentially I could make it a two-family. And I think that also aligns with MBTA, communities zoning, that they want more housing near the transportation areas.
Okay, thank you. I just want to clarify that under the proposed Harbor's Edge District rules, you would not be precluded for putting 2 residential units, but the requirement in the Harbor's Edge is that you would have to have some sort of commercial in the first, you would have to have commercial on the first floor, or receive a variance on that use, which the ZBA generally does not authorize.
Right.
So, and that kind of goes to Sandy's other issue question. So we'll come to that about whether or not we should maintain that strict prohibition on the first floor for the Harbor's Edge, because they seem to me to be related. So let's just take up this Harbor's Edge, 37 Beach Street, as part of the Harbor's Edge District first. Comments from the board?
Would you mind pointing out where it is on the
It's right where my cursor is. It's right next to the
Where the
hardware
cursor is?
store.
I can't understand, where is the hardware store on that map?
Right back of it,
No, that's the sewage treatment.
It's right here. No, sorry.
right there.
Right there,
Hardware, 35 Beach.
yeah, okay, thank
Let
you.
me,
This little
don't
garage.
touch the screen, because it's a touch screen.
This little garage belongs to Ace Hardware. They have storage in here.
Oops,
Hold on, let me make it bigger.
I think you could, Mark, you probably looked at it, but I think you can keep the boundary line continuous and get around 37 Beach.
Okay, so we're talking about this property here, and this is
Yep.
the hardwood store.
So that's the freestanding residential unit
Yes.
prior to, in its prior life as a restaurant.
Yeah, it's between the tracks and the hardware store.
Yes.
yes. That's right.
The yard in the front.
Right.
How big is your lot?
It's, something like 5,000 square feet. There's
So
parking for 6 cars.
it's non-conforming.
Non-conforming, it's right on the edge of the property lines.
So I have 2 points to make. One is, it's not an obvious single-family housing site in the town. If I were gonna build a thing personally, I wouldn't choose that site because of its location next to the tracks and the sewer treatment plant.
But it's a great view.
But it does have a great view of the harbor when the train isn't there. And I had thought, if we left it in the G district, I thought it would be left out of its own, but actually it would become part of the
municipal stuff.
the municipal things going on in back of it, and the masons and so forth. So,
So this is G back here,
that's all G.
and this is
And over
A
by
here.
Tappan Street as well. All those are G as well.
Yes.
Reed Park is as well.
Is G.
And Reed Park is too. So I don't feel strongly about it one way or the other.
I don't know.
Can we revisit the reasons why we decided on including it in the first place? I think there were some distinctions there.
Well, I think it was next to the hardware store and it
It's-
wasn't an obvious residential site, I think.
Right, it's part of the sort of core commercial district. I mean, essentially what happened when Harbor Point and that area got developed is the commercial district moved from north of the railroad to the other side of the railroad. And it began that, so it's, I don't know, I mean, the problem, as I understand it, from your point of view, is that residential use in the harbor's edge is a no, and commercial is required. Is that correct?
No, it's just putting restrictions on me. I'd rather stay general and not have the same zoning I have.
Well,
If you
but
make me
if-
Harbor's Edge,
If you could remain
I
residential,
can't make it a 2-family without adding commercial to my first floor,
Yeah, that's what I could.
which the house is not set up for that. There's no
Right.
way it would work.
but that's the way the zoning is now. And I personally have a problem with the zoning being a no, requiring commercial on the first floor and not. Yes, in Harbor's Edge, because I think we just don't know. I mean, your situation is one situation, but it's just so hard to predict how real estate development will happen in the town. And I would like the board to have some flexibility as opposed to have a hard and fast rule about Harbor's Edge is only commercial on the first floor.
So,
And that's it, as opposed to making it a planning board review kind of thing, as we do in the town center.
I think the rationale for Harbor's Edge being commercial on the first floor is, with the exception of 37 Beach, it is currently commercial on the first floor. And it was included in this district, to Brian's point, is that it kind of contiguously has.
Commercial all around.
It is like, in terms of a structure and its location and its proximity to what would be the core, a part of a commercial area, it was included. I feel actually very good about having a requirement of commercial on the first floor. And don't forget, if you were gonna develop these things take a long time. I mean, I'm thinking about cell signaling, pointed Mark. There are opportunities to change zoning. We certainly did that with cell signaling to raise height limits of stacks to accommodate a great use and a thoughtful way. But I worry that if we have a special permit and everybody comes in and says, oh, I really need residential on the first floor, pretty soon the market is going to drive that potentially to be residential, big residential and what happens with the special permits, unfortunately, and I'd love to figure out how to not to do this, but people spend a lot of money to get a really nice looking plan to sell it to us. And they're wed to it. They're very wed to that plan. And, we want them to be wed to a commercial, thriving first floor plan. That's what they have today and in this district. It's mixed in the town center, and I think we've given people a lot of flexibility. And our goal here is not necessarily to maximize somebody's property value. We may be arguably increasing property values, depending on your perspective, throughout much of this district. But our goal here is to do exactly what we said, which is to try to preserve the commercial core. So,
Sarah, could you
yes.
just explain your comment about how you are potentially increasing the valuation of properties in that district?
You certainly can comment on that, yeah.
Could you comment?
Can I comment?
You just made the comment that you are potentially increasing the value of properties.
Well, currently the zoning in a good chunk of this is 20,000 square feet, and we're changing to 6,000 square feet lots, so,
Single family, no two
yeah.
family, no commercial.
Yeah,
I mean, the
so-
zoning is
So
totally out.
we're dramatically reducing lot size in a big chunk of the of the harbor's edge. Now, each property is different, and our job is not to assess today's value versus tomorrow's value. Our job here is to try to do good planning for the town. So, anyway, we're talking about two things right now. But they're related, right? Because Mr. McKenna's options become limited because of
With the commercial
the commercial on the
requirement.
first floor, and that is unique to those properties, that district. But at the same time, it doesn't preclude the home staying as a single-family home from the end of time.
Right.
And if the property, I don't have it right in front of me, but if the property is under 6,000 square feet, it's not complying with zoning anyway. So it's a non-compliant, so anything you did would need a special permit. You don't have any right, if your property is under 6,000 square feet, you don't have that right for a two-family anyway today. Without, by right, it's not a by right situation. I don't know what your area is, but.
I actually have the area here, and it looks like it's 6,000 square feet. This is from the assessor's data, and it says it's 0.14 acres. 6,000 square feet is 0.138 acres.
We need a survey.
Yeah, because it's all.
So what is your
Squished in.
intent to do with the property?
I'm not planning to do anything in the short term, I just don't wanna be able to lose flexibility. Only residential property in the Harbor's Edge District. Why put restrictions on this property? It was converted from commercial to residential over 20 years ago. Keep a continuous line and go around it, why is that property being included?
So right now, it's single family and there's future potential to convert it to a two-family house or to 2 units?
It's
Maybe.
It's in the general district, so it could be converted to a two-family. It could
Could be a-
also be converted to
Three.
a lot of commercial uses.
Yeah.
However, parking requirements would apply, so we would have to go for variance or comply with parking requirements. So for whether he adds commercial or does more than does 2 units or more. So it is still
I
a
see.
commercial property, in a general district property. It's just would not be a Harbor's Edge district property, so.
So what would the parking requirement be for the general district for a two-family again? Is that
Well, that would be
Three
three
spaces?
spaces, yes.
on the lot?
Yeah, and he says he has 5 or 6.
I mean, I think you can also make an argument if we're talking about that particular property, that it's more, that it belongs with A.
Well, it's,
I mean, it's none of the A district here, 22,000 square feet. It's kind of along the same, no? Okay.
it's isolated, it's abutting the G district, it's currently part of the G district.
All right, okay, I'll take that back.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as there is potential for it to continue to go back to a commercial use, I don't have any problem with it staying in the general district. Because you can draw a line there. I mean, it is, if it were further in the center of the district, well, I wouldn't want to do it at all, but it's on the very edge.
And if it's in the Harbor's Edge district for commercial use, it will have to comply with parking.
Yes,
So it's not really changing anything.
right,
right, it's sort of the same, except for the requirement
for commercial.
floor, which,
Yeah,
I think it's pretty similar to the Elm Street
it is kind of
Talked about.
similar.
before.
Except your building's in good shape.
I'll tell you my inclination, and I understand your predicament, is that we leave it as is, and that we have only heard from the property owner, and it makes sense to have it in, and we still have a public hearing to go through. We can see if there's additional public comment, but to me, it makes sense to have it in the district. That's
So that I understand, the limitations that would be applied to him, if he could not turn it into a two-family house unless he converted, unless he provided commercial space.
or had a variance.
Ah,
And he can't provide the parking.
they're thereby the challenge.
I think that, yeah, it's,
Why would anyone else in the public have any concern about my property being in Harbor's Edge?
I think part of it is what it was before it was a residence. That people who have a long history in the town remember it as commercial space. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't commercial space
It's still
anymore.
commercial, it's general.
no, the use itself.
But being used, and that's, people view its use
Sure.
as not,
It's in a way, if I can jump in,
yeah,
the property is kind of a poster child for what we're trying to prevent happening
Right.
downtown.
Right.
But
But this
but
was
it's
30
done,
years
now
ago.
it's done,
It's
so.
done. It's all residential. It's
So
the only residential
I get
property
it.
in there.
Okay, go ahead.
Another example, before I had the house under agreement 5 years ago, it was under agreement with a realtor, J. Barrett Realty.
Hmm.
Had it under agreement, contingent upon the town's approval. The town said you need to add parking for 10 spaces because of the number of people that were gonna be in the building.
Yeah,
And they proposed that the front of that area, which is like a garden, just bark mulch and shrubs, be converted to parking. And I don't know, it was the planning board of the town, whatever, said, no, we won't approve that. And so Jay Barrett released the property, said we can't, town won't approve it. Went back on the market, and then I bought it, and it's residential. But there's no reason why in the future, if I were to sell that property, someone wanted to come in and make it a restaurant, someone wanted to come in and make it a real estate office. There's no restrictions why that wouldn't happen.
So I think that's the best argument for taking it out of the harbor's edge, is that it can't be developed for commercial anyway, because there's not enough parking to do it. You could turn it into maybe an ice cream stand. And that's about it, for for 6,000 square feet, that's, maybe you could get 5 parking, you have 6 maybe?
Yeah, 6.
You could have a restaurant with 2 tables.
If you're outside the district, then there's no parking restriction and people can park on the street.
Well, for a commercial use, it would still require parking,
It would have to be in the
Yeah,
town
require
center.
Keep it
parking,
general.
in the general district as well. If you're in the town center district, that's a different story.
Okay,
I don't know. I'd like to say one thing in favor of excluding it, which is that if if Reed Park is in the general district, it allows a continuous general district to make that also in the general district, as opposed to a break there.
It abuts the general district.
only at Reed Park right now.
Well, no,
No,
at
back
Reed
in the
Park and on the
field.
western boundary too.
No, because this is the hardware store, this is 2 different lots. This is the hardware store.
Carving a little piece out, really.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so it doesn't go all the way to the boundary, does it?
This property is
Oh,
just.
that's the
this-
hardware, so
yeah.
he's surrounded by commercial stuff.
But the parking does kind of make sense. Okay, I'm not hearing anybody, I'm feeling like we need just to mull that over
Yeah.
a little bit longer. We've heard, thank you for coming, we've heard your argument, I want to move on to the other things that we can resolve tonight. And we will, I think, we have not taken action to remove it, which is, but we have heard your input.
And I think you make it compelling.
I
Yes,
don't
Yeah.
think it's much different from Elm Street, to be
Right.
honest. It feels very similar.
Thank you. I think I want to move on to the rest of these districts. Are there other changes at all that people have contemplated or heard that should be discussed? We're tabling that one for the moment. Any other changes?
I had one question on the principal buildings section that was strike through, right? Let's see, it's
The language of the.
the language section
Okay.
4.1.4,
Okay,
no
let's just-
dwelling.
Let me just, let's just finish on the,
Okay.
on the map.
Boundaries,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sure,
okay,
sure.
any other, I haven't heard any other changes proposed for the map. Okay, great, thank you. So let's, I guess I should ask if there are any other comments on the map district boundaries from the public. Okay, hearing none, thank you. Okay, so, district boundaries, okay, go ahead, Brian, what the.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify if we intend to allow more than one principal building per lot, and make that explicit. Just because I think the use tables do a good job, but then that's kind of a separate thing, because technically by removing it, we could allow more than one principal building per lot, right? So
where are you?
that's section
Scott?
4.1.4, right above the use tables.
So it's specific to residential buildings. I think some discussion has been like, it's been applied to commercial buildings in the past, but I'm not sure. So I talked to Paul about this, Paul Orlando, our building inspector, and as well as council about this. And they feel that perhaps by removing this, town council does. By removing this, what would stop someone from having 2 single families on a lot? The only reason, like normally, bylaws don't have something like this, but because you had it and now you're taking it out, there could be an argument made that you could have 2 single families on a parcel, so.
I'm sorry, I'm missing.
Is this on page
That's
2
one
of the draft? Where it
This on
says
page, bottom
remove?
of page 1 of the draft.
Section 4.1.1.
No, okay,
Strike.
no
It
dwelling
says
shall be
remove,
erected
remove, that's the remove from section 1.1.
except on a.
Yeah, it's it's got the strike through it.
Yeah.
Strike through is to remove.
So,
There shall not be more than one principal building. So that applies across all zoning.
Right, and we had talked about allowing that for the 2 downtown districts, but, so we struck it out. So that someone could have 2 families, have some commercial, have multiple residential buildings on a parcel. But by striking it for the entire town, as opposed to just allowing multiple residential buildings in those 2 districts. So they wanted to point that out. And that maybe we might want to change this language, not
It's
remove
really
it, but.
confusing.
It is very
Yes, it
confusing.
is very confusing because this is like an odd duck, like most towns don't have something like this. And so, maybe by saying, well, leaving that, but maybe allowing more than 1 principal residential building on part of a lot, like except for, you only allow it in the downtown, 2 downtown districts. 2 new districts.
Okay, so number 1 exists in our current
That's correct.
zoning.
Yes.
And so this actually, by striking it, don't we solve the
The 2-family.
the zoning board of appeals ADU versus single?
Yes,
Yes,
Doesn't that solve that problem in a
yes,
different way?
yes.
Well, since ADUs, this wouldn't be such a big deal with ADUs now being allowed.
Well, ADUs now are not gonna be allowed in the town center and downtown district, because we don't allow single family. That's the biggest,
Granted, yes, but I mean for the rest of the town.
right.
Since ADUs are allowed, this doesn't really,
But what
you're
was
allowed
the
to have 2
problem?
single-family houses on a lot anyway.
Yeah, one would just be called an ADU and would
Yeah,
be
they're
smaller.
principal.
Yes.
But this means that the D2, D1 prohibition, that the ZBA, no large ADUs are allowed in D. And you can't have 2 residential buildings that are not attached in D. So by striking, this is like a different issue altogether than the downtown, it seems to me.
yeah,
So
Well,
you
no.
can still have a 2-family, you just have to be in 1 building.
right,
Right.
attached.
That's what this says, but if we strike it, then the Matranos could have had a 2-family in 2, because they wanted them
Yes.
separate.
Yeah.
That's right, that's what solves the problem.
So that was the problem, it solves that problem in a different way. But my concern in terms of process is like, this is a whole new idea.
Right.
It has
It
nothing
is.
to do with downtown.
Oh, gosh,
So,
not the moment, really. I mean, especially if you want to get senior housing dealt with.
Right.
Because trying to think about the implications of this, I mean, my immediate reaction is in the D districts, there's tons of structures that violate this. Lots.
well, it actually makes it's more lenient, it's less restrictive than we have today, is if we
Right.
strike it. But my point is, we're sneaking this.
Right.
Yeah, I don't wanna use the word,
It was a way of by taking this out, it was a way of allowing multiple residential buildings on the downtown district, residential buildings on the downtown district lots.
Or D.
Which is what we weren't even, when we
Put that in.
decided to not put it in, to remove this, it was to remove it so that it wouldn't restrict the two downtown districts from having multiple buildings that have residential units
Oh.
on a single parcel.
So
So
can we
that's,
just turn this around and just simply say,
allow it in those
allow it
two.
in those two districts, then we don't have to deal with
And
it?
Yeah.
that- Yes, that's correct.
I mean, it might be a good solution for D as well.
Yeah, but we'll take that
Well,
up
But
in the
not
next
now.
time.
But,
Yeah.
but D you can deal with separately under the ADU.
But you can't, because ADUs are not allowed. The
No,
large ADUs are not allowed in D, that's,
well, that's a separate article that we
Right,
have to discuss.
that changes it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a separate article.
Okay, so let's make this an affirmative statement rather than a change that affects all of the town
Right,
without thinking about what that means. So an affirmative statement would be,
So we would leave this in and then we would
Yes.
accept the downtown, two downtown districts.
Yeah,
Right.
we could do that.
yeah.
Yes, so it would say the
Town
same in
center
the,
and the
Accepting
Harbor's
that.
Edge district.
in the TCN.
Now, it might be a good idea to take it out going forward, but I
yes,
think it's
but
a-
not today.
it's a different issue.
Yeah, it could generate a lot of
Patch.
Yes.
Yeah,
discussion.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't understand if you just leave
What's this
it in.
one?
We all have our value added.
Whew, okay,
Okay,
that's interesting.
Good catch.
all right, I do have it up on the screen, so. Okay, let's see, let's see, the issues that we were gonna talk about were, just around Elm Street parking. I don't really have, anybody, I think parking, we're clear right now is it's one for residential and none for commercial in town center, and according to the complicated table for the Harbor's Edge, okay. Let's talk about Sandy's question here, additions to the table of use. Basically adding mixed-use buildings to the table. The table does not permit first floor residential uses in the Harbor's Edge district. I'm reading your comment, and Sandy says, I worry about not giving ourselves, the property owners of the district, the flexibility to respond to unforeseen conditions, given the new provisions. Planning board designation might be more appropriate for a moment. We talked about this, Sandy, did we convince you, or, do you still wanna see us have?
Sandy, what would be your preference here? What do you think the wording should be?
My preference would be, I think a plan, I mean, I don't have the experience you've had of people coming in and they get wedded to a plan. And so, in general, when you're pushing a new set of rules out into the public and to see what happens with them, it's good to have flexibility to respond to situations you did not foresee. And so that's my only reason for, let's not just say a flat no.
So my
Let's see.
concern though is that we currently, if we had currently had a mix of uses in Harbor's Edge, I would
Right.
agree with you. But with the exception of this 37 Beach, we
Right,
have
we
all
don't.
commercial on the first floor. And so it's not really a departure,
Right, it's keeping, it's
it's-
trying to keep it the
it's trying to
same.
keep that,
It's a little
those
bit
uses.
freezing it, which is part of what the whole effort is
Right,
to
it's
preserve.
really,
Yeah,
that's-
I'm half convinced.
And it's also part of the general premise of can we make the zoning match a little bit what's there?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, looking at the A zone
Right,
and Harbor's,
right.
I
And
mean,
so it's a little bit step in that direction, a little bit of a step in that direction.
Okay.
I have
So
a,
you're okay leaving it
Yeah.
right now? Okay. The notes on the table of uses,
Oh, gosh,
both
this
notes
is-
use lot as a determining factor on how many units are permitted on a lot. And a lot is defined by size, so the unit limit is per 6,000 square feet.
it's not clear what a lot is. So it's not clear when you say there are X number of units on a lot. Is that only on the minimum size lot, on the 6,000 square foot lot? So if,
Any lot.
Anyone's
lot.
lot.
But you could subdivide it, you
Yes.
have 12,000 square feet.
you
You
could make two
subdivide
lots,
and make
Yes.
two lots.
right,
Then you could have, you know,
If you have
4 units on
frontage,
each
right.
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, so if you have a long skinny lot that only has the required frontage and it's 12,000 square feet, it would be hard to subdivide it. But if you have a wide lot. and-
Like Chris Goodrich,
Yeah,
you know?
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's generally how density is described, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
unless
the word lot is used throughout the
Yeah, and
zoning
it's defined
bylaw.
it's one of our definitions.
It's used throughout the zoning bylaw to define a parcel. Parcel's another word,
Well,
that's also used probably in the bylaw.
the reason I ask is because what happened with and ask for a little bit of clarity is because with the MBTA zoning, the parcel at the corner of Deer Hill Road and Pine Street had over an acre, I think it was like 57,000 square feet. And the subdivision allows, could allow a whole bunch of 6,000 square foot properties. And we wanted to make it clear
Mhm.
that there was a limit that was absolute for those lots. And so we picked what the lot was at that particular point in time. So I'm asking that question, do we need to think about that?
So, an example
Are there
for.
lots big enough? I mean, I
We're
don't know.
not trying to do that here.
So an
we're-
example is Harbor Point is a
Yeah.
couple of acres.
Yes,
And so
2 acres.
if we were to do the same process is put in time, lock in time the lot, which is the one lot at Harbor Point, then you would only get 15, let's say it's 2 acres, you'd get 30 units.
30 units.
Which is actually in that district what you're gonna get anyway, whether even if you make 6,000 square foot lots. But elsewhere in the town center,
There are not many big
there
lots.
aren't many big lots, especially since we've taken out the Elm Street
Right.
piece, that's where the
Yeah.
big lots are.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
So that's why the 15 units per acre makes sense for Harbor's Edge, because it gets away from that lot problem. Because if you divided Harbor's Point into 6,000 square feet lots and allowed 4 per, then you end up with 28 per acre, or something like that. 7 times. You could have 7 lots per acre roughly, times 4, 28. I mean, at its maximum.
yeah, there's only really, in the town center, there's only the one 8 Beach, the whole
Yeah, Sea Breeze.
Sea Breeze and the Stanleys.
Yeah.
That's the only
And that's
problem.
a shot anyway.
Yeah,
It's probably our biggest. Unknown.
yes.
Okay, so we're clear on the lot question? We talked about the different reviews of different, that. Okay, the other issue that we said we were gonna talk about is should there be a density bonus for affordable units as opposed to a requirement? Right now, we have a requirement. I would argue that for right now, we should just keep it simple and require the 5% or over 20% over 5 units.
Mhm.
It's easier to understand and
It's consistent with the charts.
consistent with the CHOD. Right. So.
That makes sense.
Okay, other comments that people want to talk about? Jeff, have you heard things, as you've been, that's not the right one. Any other things people want to talk about? I mean, we have to take this to the select board. Where's our deadlines, Mark?
So,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks good. There's a lot of good discussion here. I'm just trying to educate myself on this whole thing, so I don't really have any comments at this time, but.
No problem. One of the things I do want to talk about is when we should come to the select board to talk about this zoning and some of the other zoning. So we can maybe coordinate that offline. We don't have to spend meeting time, but I think we probably need to come to you quite soon.
would you, yeah.
Okay, I'll mention that to Tony when I talk to him.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I talked to Tony about trying to have a informal discussion with the select board prior to voting to submit the final.
Oh, that would be good, yeah.
So, because you have to submit your final vote, all your articles by the 23rd of February.
Oh, okay, we got a little time.
So, so I was
So
thinking
far.
perhaps the select board's first or last meeting of January or first meeting of February.
Okay,
It'd give us time.
okay. So I'm gonna close the discussion on the downtown zoning.
Wait, there is a mistake.
Oh, mistake.
On section 6.1.9, it says that in the town center, commercial uses shall be exempt from parking requirements, except for hotels, but hotels aren't allowed at all in the town center district. Only inns are allowed.
Yes.
It's on page,
Yes, that's correct.
right, but it says hotels. The language currently says.
Oh, it says inns, comma, and hotels.
Oh, this is the Sunday night version.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I was just gonna say, I am gonna ask everyone to pledge that they print this thing out and read it aloud to your spouse
Well,
or,
the trouble is
you know,
it keeps moving around. I mean, I
Yeah.
printed it out and read
I
it,
know.
and it's like,
So
Mark, can you?
The only thing I did that was different is after getting comments from council, is I incorporated her comments, which were fairly minor, and it's the formatting that changed. So I formatted it as a town meeting article.
mm-hmm.
That's why there's these strikeouts, everything's in red, so that's new. And then there are descriptions, and it's set up exactly the way our warrants are set up, so.
Okay, so I do see this language that says if the now 8.5.2, if the project is in the historic district and is being reviewed by the district commission, their approved building design shall be incorporated into final approval. Is that new language?
Yes, so she had some comments about the historic district, the design review, and her comment was basically if you can't have in a particular zoning district, well, different requirements for different properties. So
I see.
if it's so you can't say, well,
Right. Right.
some of you go here, some of you go there for
I see.
design review. You have to go to a single. So that's why they have to go through our design review process, and you can't send them, if they're not in a historic district, you can't send them to the historic commission, because
Oh,
by
so they all have to
statute-
come through us and, is
Right,
that what
so-
she's saying?
So because by statute, they can only review what's in a historic district. So if it's in a historic district, as much as we're trying to simplify it, it would need 2 sets of reviews. Now, remember, historic commission is primarily just interested in the building. You would be more interested in some of the additional design requirements. So again, if it's in a historic district, you probably would defer to and have someone attend historic commission meeting to, as far as the building goes.
Is there something that says that we'll collaborate in some way?
I don't have that kind of language in here, so,
I mean, maybe we just hope they do.
yes, yes.
It could be in our regulations, I guess.
Okay, are there any other substantive changes? So when we present this, we do need to change how we say that, which is, all of them have our design review. Historic is included in, okay, that's a change.
Yeah, it is a change.
Is that gonna change an FAQ somewhere?
I don't know, it gives me a headache though.
There you go, it probably does change an FAQ.
Section 2. Review our FAQs.
Maybe they keep the one here.
Okay,
So this is the first page.
Oh, one thing is, family daycare, large family daycares are now a, protected use.
Yeah.
So
so
we
we have
have
to
them
change that to a
as,
yes.
as ZBAs, and so in your draft, you'll see that those are now yes.
Okay,
And the other thing is, we will probably have to have another article to make it yes in the other districts as well.
But we'd have to do that right away.
'Cause
we're
it's a
gonna do that
protect-
some other time,
Okay, yeah, I mean,
because
I mean,
state law will
it's
just,
an unenforceable,
Right.
it's an
Yes.
unenforceable
Enforceable.
ZBA requirement,
yeah,
just so.
okay. Okay, any other change, or wording changes or substantive changes? Okay,
Sure.
so Mark, I'm gonna ask you to send us out tomorrow this version,
Final.
with a date. And I'm gonna ask everyone to print it, except, and really read it carefully, and find the 3 more things that are typos.
Okay.
Because this is, the notion is what we're gonna receive from Mark will be what goes to the select.
Yes. Okay, and we will still think a little bit about the, map.
Should we
Okay.
put it on the website also?
Is that what?
Put it on the website so that,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll add it to the,
Yeah, and add the changed map.
mhm.
Okay, so just gonna change that. And, okay, great. Let's now move to discussion of hotels and inns. So I'm gonna start with inns. Have we sent this one to town council?
Yes,
Okay, do you have any
yes,
Comments.
so, hold on, let me find
out
my
there?
copies.
She added a good question.
So one of her things is what distinguishes an inn from a hotel, because basically the definitions are the same, with the exception of, we said, inns cannot exceed 12.
Right.
Right.
However, up to 12, they're kind of the same thing, but you have different requirements. So I said, I added some language to make hotels 13 and up, so that there's a clear distinction between the two.
Right.
Because you're saying an inn is up to 12. The rest of the language of the article, of the definition is similar, so. Yeah.
She asked an interesting question I thought about, whether is there a minimum number of units to be considered an inn?
Why would we have a minimum?
Well, because you can have a 4-unit building, I guess.
Wouldn't that be a,
Bed.
would that be a
Wouldn't that be a bed and breakfast?
No,
Would it be an inn? I don't know.
quarters?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apartments? I don't know.
Did you have suggestions?
Of course not.
No.
It's
She
just
had a question.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to have a minimum, but,
You do have to have a maximum.
Like a 2 or 3 room building, would that qualify as an inn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man.
As it's written now.
If you
Yep.
had a restaurant and then a
Yep.
few rooms of it,
yes,
Person.
you could do that.
I mean, one person, yeah.
Big honeymoon suite?
right.
By the harbor, that's it.
That's right,
it.
yeah.
You did Mr. McKenna back here.
Okay, so, other, the only difference between, so what we're saying is that inns are allowed in, the general district with a planning board special permit. And they are allowed by right in the town center and the harbor's edge,
And the LCD.
and the LCD, thank you. Okay. And,
You're allowed by right in the LCD?
Or
in,
smaller, up to 12.
I guess that's okay, but I thought all uses in the LCD require a special permit elsewhere in the bylaw.
Where's that?
Is it in the LCD?
I think it's in the LCD section, unless we changed it already.
You might, I didn't. Special districts. Section.
Performance requirements.
Is it section 6 something?
I know we all curse table 4.2, but it is so much infinitely easier to figure out things
Yeah, it sure is.
when it was
Yes.
all narrative.
The narrative stuff.
It's just unbelievable.
5.10, 5.1.
Up to 4 boarders in a single dwelling is allowed by right, maintaining any lot more than vehicles. Business or professional bank is allowed by right. Medical office building is allowed by right. Municipal uses, religious purposes, educational purposes, childcare, community or private club. I think we allow a lot of things by right.
We do.
Yeah.
There's agricultural stuff that's very puzzling, actually.
Maybe it's just site plan review that's required. You took it out.
Well, site plan review would be required. Anyways.
We'll do more research.
I have a question. Do we have a limit on the size of a hotel? Do we want to?
Say that again?
Do we want to put a limit on the size of a hotel?
So let's talk about inns first.
Okay, all
That's
right.
what the one I was trying to
Okay,
get.
sorry.
Are there any proposed changes to inns? Special permit in the general, and allowed by right in LCD, town center, and harbor edge. My only, sort of going to your point, we don't have any right now. Should we just have them be special permit in the town everywhere, just because we don't,
Ah,
kind of know
how it's gonna shake out.
how it's gonna shake out.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too.
Putting it as a special permit for the planning board,
For the two new districts.
across the board, I guess I would say,
Energy,
just to
energy.
sort of, because I'm just thinking about the opportunity for the public to have input about the amenities and, I don't know, you're saying, oh, we're getting bureaucratic.
Yes.
Well, we're a
So-
small town.
We're a
Yes,
small-
oh, no, I get it. But I mean, it is just an inn and it's up to 12 units and.
So what if it's like a strange themed inn, you
Yes,
know?
yeah. I mean, I can see a hotel where, you know, it's at least 13 units and can be bigger and that kind of, it's beginning to really be impactful. You know, perhaps if someone comes in and a large number of units, to make it a special permit. I mean, you still, either way, will be reviewing kind of the same site
We have the
design
design
elements.
standards.
So the
same
site plan review
design
requirement,
elements
yeah.
and, you know, and all of the same review will occur. It's just easier for you to say no with a special permit as opposed to with a site plan review. You know, attorneys will tell you can't say no.
Yeah.
You kind of can, but you've got to be very.
So I guess the argument for allowing I'm countering myself, for allowing an inn by right in the town center is that it helps to further the goals of a vibrant downtown and support our businesses.
Right.
And that is consistent with what we've been trying to do. All right, I'll withhold any further comment on that.
Well, okay, let me
Yeah,
argue your
yeah.
original point here, because 12 is a big number of units. Actually, if you look at everything in the downtown, there isn't anything that's 12 units.
12 rooms.
12 rooms. Well, what's got 12 rooms? Not much. The Trask House.
Well, you're.
So, I mean, it's
Up
to,
big, it's
yeah.
big for downtown, is all I'm saying, for the two new districts.
You got three or four apartments have 12 bedrooms, so.
Zach's could be 12, an inn with 12 rooms,
Ah, well, there you go.
easily. I mean, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
boutique.
Cargo.
Cargo, oy.
You still have to meet the lot coverage and setback
Right,
height requirement.
yeah.
And all that, yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, hotels, which are, proposed. So this is, 13 or more units, and the proposal is limited commercial district or Harbor's Edge with a special permit. My personal thought is, let's start with inns and let's put this one on the back burner for this town meeting and not try to, we got a lot we're trying to do,
Mhm.
and this seems like a low priority to me.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I think if somebody really has a big hotel project, they're gonna come in, they're gonna make a case, we can bring a thoughtful, not that this is thoughtful, zoning change if we need to. It's gonna take a while to do it, but I think that we're gonna get a lot of pushback on this one if we think of Harbor's Point becoming a giant hotel.
I have heard a lot of comment from different kinds of people saying, no hotel, an inn, okay, but no hotel. And
Right.
I was initially surprised at the comments, but then I started to think about it, well, you know, right now, we don't have anything. We lost
Right.
our old corner inn,
Right.
you know. It's understandable,
Yeah,
so.
we may hear that people want inns in a 6-unit kind of thing, more spread throughout the town. I mean,
Mhm.
and we haven't really had a lot of feedback. We haven't really done a public campaign on this issue, so.
Well, it may also suffer from people thinking about the boatport at Pavilion Beach and
Right.
thinking of that
As
as
the-
the kind, as a hotel, an
Right.
example.
Is that a bad thing?
In Gloucester, I think it's fine, although it was very controversial at the time.
I wonder how many rooms that
Anything.
is.
Everything.
Everything
new
is
in Gloucester
controversial.
controversial.
Yeah, well, it's,
Anything.
yeah. But I think it's out of scale for the town.
Right,
Do we have a definition for hotels like we do in?
it's just they're same as in, like.
Yeah.
13.
Greater than 13, but no max.
But if we
So
limit it-
currently, we have a definition for hotels, but it doesn't have a number. So if you don't submit the hotel article, it's still not allowed, you'll just have the definition. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to have an article.
Yeah.
If you did want to add the use, then you should add the 13, so it's
Right.
clear
Yeah.
there's a difference. But
Ah.
whereas you have a definition for inns that is up to 12.
Yeah.
It's very clear, and then you have a use line,
The
so,
hotel does have rooms defining it.
yes.
Okay.
So you have a
Yeah.
definition, but you don't allow it, so
We don't allow it.
Right.
you don't have to have an,
So there you go.
you don't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
adjust the article.
Right.
So,
So I guess my feeling is right now, what we're trying to do now is figure out what we're gonna suggest to the town, the select board, and I would say we should table this one for now.
Should we ask the select board?
Yeah, I think we should say that as my suggestion is that we say proposing in small, because it helps with the town center vital issue. And that hotels need a larger thought process, it's on our list for,
Maybe, we could say hotel can't be bigger than 25 rooms, which would make it pretty small, but.
yeah, that's pretty small, probably.
The
So,
Beauport
yeah.
has 94 rooms, by the way.
Ah, there we go.
So I don't know, my sense is that we haven't really vetted this and,
Right,
okay, and then our focus has been town center, and it helps to make that question, okay?
Yeah.
So we're good on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
So,
now.
hotels and inns, any comments on hotels and inns from the public? Okay, senior housing,
All right.
okay.
Thanks.
So the first thing is we take out all the old definitions that we struggled with. We're gonna put in new ones. And put in new ones. And
be handy
if people don't have copies, I do have a few.
did we make any changes since it went into the packet?
Nope.
Okay.
Since Thursday. Thursday.
You were gonna make some changes based on
Comments.
council input. Did you do that?
Yes, yes. I made a lot of changes.
Oh, gosh, I don't have the,
It
so I guess
depends, it depends, if it's from last, if what you have is from last Thursday,
I have
Yeah.
the
then it
version,
hasn't changed at all.
Okay,
okay,
One
I have the
Because
version.
basically, you really did not review this at the last meeting.
right.
Right,
And so any changes I did, you hadn't really seen. I did send it to council, I'm trying to find their comments. Here they are.
so Mark, is the latest edition the one that actually has the council's comments in the margin?
No, I did not send, I
That was
might have, I
available.
emailed you comments from council so you can see what her
Right,
comments were, but this incorporates some of those comments as well as I moved some things around. So,
okay, so I don't,
so what you got last Thursday
I have the one,
is the final one.
I have the 1/6 draft
Okay, this should say 112.
with the comments on it.
So here,
Yeah, I don't have 112.
alright, so here's.
So Mark, by striking all these different definitions, assisted living, continuing care, independent living, long-term, and so on, and then replacing them with senior housing, independent living, and senior housing, continuing care.
Mm-hmm,
That would suffice.
yes, yes, these are more up-to-date definitions.
I like the idea of referencing the certification by the Executive Office for Elder Affairs too.
So you removed in section 9.5.2 the requirement that at least one person be 55 or older. Was that in response to her comment about what if the person's disabled or?
That's correct. So someone who's disabled would be able to live in an assisted living facility but not independent. So the age restriction was moved to independent living, and so assisted living, someone who's disabled needs.
Yeah, that's a great catch. That's very helpful.
So clarify, if I'm 45 and have early onset dementia, I can't live in one of these?
No, you can live in an assisted living facility.
You
But
can't
not
live- not
independent.
Independent.
But not in regular, independent living is really 55 and older.
Okay.
Just regular housing for 55 and older.
So I noticed town council said that some of the design standards were probably not gonna be approved by the Attorney General,
Well,
but she was unclear about it, and frankly, I think we should leave it in and
yes,
let AG take it then if she's going to.
exactly, and that's why I believe I did not take it
You
out.
did not take it
I
out.
did not take it out because it is in many bylaws.
Yeah.
She feels that, it's kind of one of those gray areas of the law.
Yeah.
Because the zoning generally doesn't regulate building code, buildings, interiors of buildings. It more is designed to regulate use. And that she feels that the AG, just so you're aware, might strike this because they're beginning to be more restrictive on towns that are restrictive. In other words, they don't want this kind of requirements. So they may allow one or two or all three of these because they have been allowed in the past.
Yeah.
But I think they're good to.
So the affordable unit section moved from overall senior housing to just senior housing independent living.
That's correct. And kind of the one question kind of in discussing that with her was, is that a little too restrictive for one of every 5 units to be affordable? I mean, we'd added the bonus whereby if you build 5, you can get an extra unit. But
Pretty common, that.
But is that, it was just a question she brought up.
Yeah, well, I think it's a reasonable question, but as we did that feasibility study for the 3A, it turned out to be perfectly feasible to do 1 and 5, so. I don't see why we should.
Right.
Okay, so the idea here is that we would allow independent housing with planning board special permit review in all districts. And that we allow senior housing, assisted living facilities in A, B, C, A, B, C, not D, E, general, LCD, and not the downtown.
So no assisted, let me be sure I understand. So no assisted living in either of the two new districts and no assisted living in the D districts.
Correct.
But everywhere else, assisted living is allowed, and everywhere else, the independent living is allowed.
With special permit.
Yeah.
So our rationale for that distinction is that D is a residential, relatively
It's density.
residential, vibrant, walking community, and the downtown is
Same
we
thing.
wanna have a walking, vibrant community, so, assisted
Senior
and
housing.
senior housing is consistent with that, assisted living for people who are less independent is inconsistent with those two, downtown or neighborhood use.
Yes.
I think it's important to be able to explain that.
Yes.
Yep. This remained in 9.5.4, the independent living senior housing section. Item D, maximum size shall not exceed 60 residential units. That just seemed awfully large to me for this town.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, I know, but we're allowing it, so maybe it will. So
They
why
need
don't,
4 acres to do it, and there's just not any 4 acre.
throughout the town in every district? No. I mean, there are,
There are 4 acres.
There are some.
there are.
Not very many.
Yeah.
And where you have 4 acres, like in the LCD,
Mm.
why not have 60 acres?
Well, I think that's not
I think that there's a scale issue for people, and I'd really like to see this pass, and I think people are gonna react to the 60 in a way that they wouldn't if it were 25 or 30 or even 40.
I agree with you.
It's a big number. I mean, the places we saw in Wenham, none of them were that large. And they were all very consistent in terms of their style and look. It's the kind of thing that you could do a tour with people from the town and they would say, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, Maple Woods is 55 units, I think.
Which one was Maple Woods? The old,
Older one.
okay.
I mean, the Maples, not Maple, I'm sorry, it's the Maples.
The Maples, which is the old
Yeah.
mansion place.
well, we're saying 10 per acre.
Right, so
You need 6 acres.
So you'd have to have 6 acres to do 60. But people are gonna react to that
I-
number.
Yeah, I had not thought about that, and yes, they will.
Wasn't the 60 in one of the previous versions? I think that's where I got that.
Yeah.
from.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just the moment is to talk about it is now,
Yes.
because we haven't.
Where do we have the 60, what page am I on?
So it's in
Oh, there's no
9,
page number secretary.
It's
9.5.
5.4.
It's the independent living section,
Okay, sorry.
and D has maximum size. It is sort of eye-popping.
Yeah.
in that particular.
Well, I think that also it's 60 if you think if we're allowing it in District A or District G. I mean, LCD, yes, but any of the other districts seem, I think people will say, think about the number of cars and the number of staff and the number of, yeah. The other thing is, we don't have a upper limit on the assisted living.
Well, yeah, 10 units per acre.
10 units per acre, but we don't have an upper limit.
Yeah, we don't. We should.
Well, the other,
Yeah, there's no maximum size.
yeah, 60 independent,
That's big.
it's big.
It's really big.
Do we need the maximum size? What if we just left the density at 10 dwelling units per acre? Still, would be 20. It's 2 acres, that's not. So one of my concerns here with this, first of all, I think we've finally made some good progress.
Yeah.
And my concern is that we have done little or no outreach on this to get input. So, and we need to put a final version in front of the select board if we can on February 23rd. So I think we probably need a forum at our next meeting with Tiffany helping us.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What?
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then we can present 60 units and get some input and hear hopefully some folks. We need a kind of a quick and dirty communications plan on this, and I'm sure that the select board is gonna say to us, oh, what are you doing on this one? I mean, we've been downtown, I think we can legitimately say we've done walkthroughs, we could do another walkthrough, a walk around, we could do another forum, we've got a video. We also need frequently asked questions. I mean, it's fairly simple, but we need,
not done.
So why don't we set up
Yeah.
a communications subcommittee?
yeah, to get this
to-
going
yeah.
ASAP.
Yep.
And then I think you can better respond to 60 units and 30 units and by, by some input. But let's try to have a chunk of our next meeting where we have a forum on this.
And do we need a separate sort of communications work group?
Because I think that's what we haven't, I want to be able to say that we've done it, and we do need some input from people.
Yeah.
Are we comfortable leaving 60 in right now?
What's the rationale there? Yeah, what are we trying to prevent /
Encourage.
encourage?
Yeah.
I just see I've toured many of these places and 60's big.
Oh, 60 is small.
Yeah.
Brookhaven is, how many units is Brookhaven?
At Brooksby?
Brooksby Village.
Yeah, no, but we don't
No,
want Brooksby
but-
in
yeah.
I mean, no, nobody wants,
Could it scale with, lot and dimensional?
That's 10
or-
units per acre. I actually think it scales with, the district,
Okay.
to me. I think, you know, in the LCD, if we had 60 units, great. You know, because then it's a business.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a commercial use.
We're still gonna hear 60 more cars, 120 more cars,
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, if the Gordon Woods project changed from apartments to a assisted living facility, they're gonna, in order to pencil that out, it would need to be bigger than 60, but, you know, maybe one portion of their project would be a
Could
a
have.
60 unit assisted,
You know,
but it's a
just
commercial use at that
independent
point.
living.
And I think to your question, we're trying to create residential accommodations for, largely for people who live here today and
Right.
want to age in Manchester. That's the goal. As opposed to creating a investment opportunity
Right.
for
Right.
a commercial
develop.
developer. Because the fact of the matter is, these are gonna be commercial facilities. You don't, I mean, maybe there's a co-op model that might exist somewhere, but when you get to assisted living, you know, your regulations, and you have staff, and you have nursing, and you have ambulances, and you have all of those things. And,
Dining.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I would I would answer your question by saying, this is something that hasn't been done in Manchester and as Chris always points out, we're the only one on the North Shore. So there's some, you know, assumed resistance, right? And so you're trying to give people a number that seems the right scale for the town. I mean, that's the thing that my experience with MBTA zoning was the thing people were most sensitive was scale. So height, people were nuts about height. And so I'd rather have a lower number, maybe 40. Even that, people might have a reaction to, but
why wouldn't it be, you know, 40 in the LCD and 30 in the other districts or something that's, so, but 60 in LCD aside, 60 seems very high to me.
But why don't we see if there's pushback? I mean, if you say 50, then people are gonna say 40. If you say 30, they're gonna say 20, so.
Okay, let's.
Well, part of it is communication though, Chris, because so maybe what we need to do as part of the communication thing, if Maples has 55, take some pictures, you've got some pictures of that, and say this is in Wenham, this is what it looks like from the street, blah, blah, blah.
What's the size of the land there? I know you said before, I'm
It's
sorry.
not that big, it's less than 4 acres.
And it's how many units?
55 units, I believe.
It seems like a lot, but I think it's partly because there are a number of units in the big old building.
Yeah.
Are they doubles?
There's a whole bunch of townhouses all around it.
No, but are in the unit, the assisted living,
It's not assisted living, it's independent.
oh, it's independent living, yeah, 60 is a lot. So if each one is 1,000 square feet, that's a 60,000 square foot facility.
You can also reduce the density, instead of 10, you can do 8.
That's another way to do
So that
it.
it spreads it out, and not restrict the size.
Right, but a 60,000 square foot facility is the 4th largest building in Manchester. Cell signaling and the 2 schools.
And the
The
2
two
schools. Yeah, it's a big, yeah.
You
I'm just
actually
saying this
have
is
to
for
put
independent-
50 units in here? You have to say 50 units? Can't you just put a density and leave it at be, let the,
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
don't
Yeah.
establish it, don't shock them with 60. Yeah, you solve the problem and let the developer determine what the size wants to actually be and what's available
And it is a
land.
special permit.
It is a special permit.
And so
Yeah.
there'll be scaling issues that can be addressed.
So I think you either don't say 60 and leave it to density and Bruce,
Yeah, don't say 60.
or you,
I have no problem doing it whatever until we get some feedback, but I think we're gonna hear some feedback. And then we want the feedback to be positive, not to be negative. That's
Yes.
the concern.
that's right.
So we don't wanna give, you know, the internet things to worry about.
Oh, there's always things to worry about there.
I have one other issue, and that is, the parking for the assisted living,
Oh, it's,
I think needs staff parking,
it says staff, but it doesn't specify a dimension.
and parking to accommodate staff.
Yeah. There's no limit.
So then it becomes,
That would be determined during.
by the building inspector, or by a
Special
special
permit.
permit. Okay,
Special permit.
okay.
So one thing that I have in here but don't have in here, so this is a little bit of both. I have under the definitions, the last definition is a senior housing continuing care facility, and that would be a nursing home. But I don't have as any specific subsection for that yet, so
So a nursing home can be a standalone nursing home,
yes, yeah.
as opposed to continuing care as you get independent, assisted, and then a nursing home facility.
Is that how that works?
Council may, she
The statute.
clarified that that was nursing homes.
It includes nursing homes. I mean, we can look at the statute.
Okay, I'll have to clarify that, so,
And would it make sense in our table of uses to put senior housing, continuing care, and just put no for the moment, so that, so it's in the table? And that we're clear that we're not going for nursing
We're
homes?
not tackling that right now.
Yeah,
Well, nursing homes are already in the table,
yeah.
they're charitable nursing homes,
charitable.
which I actually think we should delete that too, because it's,
So not allow nursing homes?
well, we should, or put it in LCD, if we're gonna do it, but that existing thing is silly.
It is silly, yes.
So if we're gonna tackle this, we should take that out.
But generally, if you have a continuing care
Care.
facility, it's gonna be nonprofit, most likely. Most of them are, like Brooksby Village is a nonprofit. It's sort of silly to differentiate.
But right now, charitable, we don't have a definition for charitable, whatever this thing is that's in here. Commercial. Charitable or philanthropic
Use,
use,
hospital,
hospitals,
nursing care.
nursing homes, facility, or sanatorium.
Number 6.
Sanatorium. We have that everywhere.
Yeah,
So we're, like, to me, that should come out. The whole point is to modernize it, so I think we should, that should come out because it's not defined. I'm not gonna put a hospital, I mean,
Right.
yeah,
of course,
We
it
don't know
may
what
be,
the
maybe a Dover amendment thing, I don't know.
so I think,
It may be a,
do people agree that we should take out our existing
Number 6.
number 6?
Yes.
Community facilities, charitable or philanthropic use, hospitals, nursing
sure.
care facilities, sanitarium by planning board, because our point here is to tidy this up, right? And that says,
Yeah, I think it's good.
Well, and it's tidy it up within the boundaries of what we're focused
trying
on
to
at the
do, right.
moment.
So
Because there are plenty of places.
delete
Let's get this done and then we can worry about.
Right.
future town meetings.
So we're taking it out though, I'm just, are we leaving ourselves open to someone coming up and saying, I wanna build a hospital? And it's not, there's nothing in here, I mean. No,
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
okay,
I don't think we're
Okay.
in danger of a hospital.
okay,
Oh my
And I don't think
God.
anybody's building sanatoriums
Okay.
anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
The whole
Your
license.
bylaw is if it's not listed as a permitted use, then it's, or a special permit use, then it's prohibited, so.
Except if it's required by state statute.
Well,
To-
then it doesn't matter what your
Okay,
bylaw
all right,
says.
doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, we can have a
Okay,
hospital
all
in
right.
District D, I mean, that makes no
Yeah.
sense.
No, I know, You're right.
We're trying to, little by little.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna delete table B, section B, point six, to tidy that up.
Okay,
And I think also what that does is it says, this is what our existing zoning is, it doesn't make any sense, we're
Right.
improving it.
right,
It helps our case,
yeah,
right?
that's good. yeah.
It helps the,
Yeah.
the thing, like, this is a vestige of the past.
right.
Yes.
There's nothing about limiting size in that either.
No,
So can we set a date for the communications group?
yes.
Like Friday at 10? Something? Those who wanna participate?
I think
We have to post it, so anytime,
Yeah,
we can do it anytime from Thursday morning on.
I can do Thursday, Friday, I have something at 11. We do 11.
I have something Thursday morning,
Do it before or after.
but Thursday afternoon works for me. I don't think, I mean, it's just, it doesn't have to be everybody, just enough people to get some frequently asked questions and, you know, the problem of writing things and, or you said Friday?
Friday, what is Friday?
Thursday or Fridays.
And also Friday morning or Friday afternoon?
Morning, Friday, the afternoon's not so good for me, after 2. But Friday otherwise is okay, as is Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday or Friday,
I
just
can
works
do
for me.
either.
You can't?
I can, I'm
Okay.
just
Good.
stressing out.
Then pick
That's all.
Thursday.
You don't have to do, you can
Participate.
Chris, I think you're essential.
Yeah, I'll be there. I can-
Which is better for you,
Either
Thursday?
one is fine, Thursday
Can you
or
do
Friday.
Thursday afternoon sometimes, it may not be great for you, but,
Probably not for me.
okay. But sometimes Peter can. Can we go for Thursday afternoon, then it gives us a little more time?
Can we do 3 o'clock?
Sure.
Okay, working group.
And it's 3, correct?
Yeah, we'll be probably down there,
Yeah.
Wherever I can find a room.
okay.
Okay,
could be
Here,
Friday.
there,
Seaside
or
one.
across the street.
Seaside one's also.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And, maybe you and I can take a quick stab at some FAQs between now and then.
Sure.
All right. Excellent. Anything else on senior housing? We didn't resolve right now this number of units, but we flagged it.
Yeah, I am leaning toward just doing the
density?
density,
Yeah, I am too.
because then you don't have a number out there
Right,
that everybody fixates on. And if people think about 2 acres, well, that's 20 units, it's not terrible.
Okay. Okay. General bylaw curb cuts. Our least favorite topic. just to remind people how we got here. Planning board used to review all curb cuts. We pushed it to the DPW by moving it to the general bylaws. We created standards for one access per lot. And no process whatsoever for changing that, even if there was all kinds of good reasons for a loop driveway or other things. So the proposal here is to have regulations that we, I believe, have drafted, and that the DPW reviews these, and that if it is more than one driveway entrance, let's see, residential use one driveway unless otherwise allowed. And I think we need to have is there a process here for coming to the planning board if there's a,
Yeah,
so, proposed criteria or require a special permit by the planning board. So it gives us an out when when it's not a straightforward. So this needs to be framed as an article. It would, I think, delete existing section 446 and replace it with this.
I will redraft this as an article, and this has not been reviewed by council, and I will send it to her.
So the next step is send it to council.
is this something the planning board is pushing, or is it?
Well, it became an issue because what happens is when the public, certain members of the public, see two entrances, they complain.
Yeah, or something a little unusual, or something that wasn't there before, and they've
Right.
complained. You may not hear about it, but they sometimes complain to public
No,
works.
I'm suggesting, are we the ones to be
Pushing this
promoting
forward.
this?
Or would it be DPW?
No, it's sort of a combination of DPW. It's a select board issue because it's general bylaw,
Yeah,
but it's a general bylaw select board issue of our making.
I just don't want them to think of this as a zoning, another
know.
zoning.
No, I know.
Yeah,
But I think this is a procedural issue. I don't think this is a big deal. It's just fixing the mess
Yeah,
we
just don't-
made.
I don't want to count against us.
No.
Right.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll tell them that.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
problem, it's really, we'll get Chuck to
yeah.
say this is, it's a bit of our fault because we made the general bylaw that's a problem. We suggested that.
Mm.
So I think we have to take a little responsibility for it. And it's kind of died down a little bit, but for a while, every time there was a second driveway where it was not exactly 90 degrees, there was a lot of time spent at town hall dealing with it.
Okay,
So unnecessarily, it seemed.
It would be better if DPW advanced it though, and we
Yeah,
should
that's the-
speak in support.
Yeah, exactly. They should be reviewing these, not us.
yeah,
I mean, we used to go to every site and do a site walk for
Yeah.
every driveway.
and you have to post them as meetings.
Had to post them as meetings and yada, yada, yada. Take minutes, yeah. So we changed it, we didn't do, it's very prescriptive. The existing one in the bylaws is extreme. So you're gonna send that to council. We'll talk about it with the, oops, I've lost any comments from the public on either the senior housing or the driveway curb cut bylaw? Okay.
There's one more
yeah.
about the
ADUs?
ADUs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you, I don't,
I'll get into it.
oh, okay.
It's page 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
There's
so
so much.
recall that, oops, still got Ian's up here. Independent housing. Sorry, so Sarah Mellish had asked us to think about allowing large ADUs in D1 and D2.
And what you're doing here is basically giving Sarah jurisdiction or the ZBA jurisdiction over those.
My personal feeling on this is that the ADU bylaw has not been out there for very long.
Right.
And our discussion earlier today about the 2 lots, I think warrants a little more thought. So maybe we ask Sarah if she wants to put it forward in the ZBA, but that's probably not the best, we don't wanna do that.
No.
That's not a good idea.
Well, does
we-
this solve the problem that's in front of Sarah with the thing on Norwood with the,
No, it's been solved,
it's been solved?
sort of.
Sort
They've
of.
come
I
up
mean,
with
they
a
probably would
solution.
put the kitchen in.
Yeah, they've come up with a solution.
That's a different problem,
Right.
which is they've come up with the idea of an accessory building that is not officially a residence because it's not gonna have a full kitchen. Which is the problem, which is a larger problem, in my opinion, across the board, because there's this workaround, but we're not gonna fix that between now and February 23rd. But to me, that's a big problem. We've got those all over the place.
Yeah.
And they're kind of an unregulated, I don't know.
I'm not sure how you regulate them.
Well, they're not following the 80, I don't know.
In terms of this
This.
though, I feel like we were pretty thoughtful in figuring out where they should go and they should not go.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love them, that family, Matranos, and I am sorry they've had to come up with this workaround. But I kind of agreed with Sarah that it hasn't even been a year since we have had this bylaw out there. So, do we need a fix, I guess? I don't know.
Do we need a fix?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, and I didn't read it yet, but Gary took us to task, I guess, on the ADU bylaw. I mean, is this opening up Pandora's box a little bit? On
How would it do that?
on ADUs in general.
It would do that just by
Yeah.
introducing
What
it
do you
into the
mean?
discussion.
Well, it brings up the issue that the Attorney General struck down some of our provisions in the small
Mhm.
one. And
But we discussed that
I
when
know.
we submitted it. It
I know.
wasn't,
I just-
this big
ADUs
surprise.
have always been a lightning rod.
Mhm.
I think we should take it to when we talk to the select
Talk to
board,
select board, see what they
say,
Yeah.
this one's only been out there for a year. We got feedback from the ZBA. We're kind of ambivalent on it, I think is the right word.
Well, we have the language to do it.
Right.
Right, there wasn't the reason to do it, I mean, it's like the reason that it was prohibited is because in the D districts, two
Two
families
families are allowed.
Right.
allowed. But then there's some particular details about
The
what it.
detail we were just about to strike, which is you can't have 2 buildings for residential, you have to have them connected. So I think as of tonight, I have a little bit different, like, why did what is that? And is that the problem that we should be solving rather than
Than the
this?
ADU.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah. So that
Because if that was solved, then the Matronos would
would
not
just have
have
a
the problem.
2-family,
Right.
They just have a two-family.
right. So they couldn't have a 2-family because they didn't want to connect them for whatever reason,
Right,
logistically or
They had some good reasons. I
Yeah,
can't
I don't
remember
remember
what
that.
they were, but
yeah, and a large ADU. They could have also done a small ADU by right. They wanted it larger than that.
yeah,
So,
so we're back to that clause again, the
yeah,
4.1.1,
Yeah.
Principal buildings.
yeah.
Do other
Well, but
towns
the
have that?
No
ADU wouldn't
dwelling
be a
shall be
principal
erected
building, it
except
would be an
your
accessory.
favorite section.
But they wouldn't
But then-
even have to build an ADU if that
If that,
4 whatever wasn't there, they could just,
Just do a
Build-
two-family.
yeah.
Well, that's what council's point was.
yeah.
Right.
So that's why she cautioned about striking the entire thing.
I mean, in terms of building scale, too small, I mean, I'm thinking about the corner of Brook Street and School Street. What if that was too, if it was too
Separate, too small.
separate, smaller houses? The scale might feel different.
Not so big.
But we've said you have to have them joined, you have to have a big building. Which kind of may not make sense. So I think waiting on this one, now that we're sort of thinking this through, is worthy of thinking it through with the detached. I'll talk to Sarah about it as the next step again. Maybe we should talk to the ZBA, not just Sarah, but, okay.
Well, I suppose, I mean, what we discussed tonight was,
Deleting that section.
deleting the section, but instead of deleting it, putting except in the, the two new districts, well, you could make it except in the two new districts and the D districts. And that would solve that problem.
I just don't think we can I don't want to do that as part of the downtown because it has implications across the entire town. I don't want to just sneak it into the downtown. That's my concern, is on a process level.
Well-
It's a pretty big change, whether it's, people know it's a big change or not.
No,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
all I'm saying is that if you leave it in place and make the exception to the three districts,
I know, but then it's,
and then it's not allowed anyplace else.
it certainly procedurally could be done that way. But the issue I'm wrestling with is the D district is not anything to do with downtown. And
I
that
see.
article is,
I see.
its communications and so forth is about the
Yeah, so it gets
downtown.
confused.
Right, and it's a
Right.
little bit,
Well, that's an argument for doing it as an ADU then, at least for the moment.
or doing it as a separate thing with, I don't know, I wanna think, I'll talk to Sarah at least about that. Okay, as a next step. Okay. Do we have any other zoning things that we need to? No, wow, okay, good job, everybody. Any other matter, I'm not gonna do liaisons tonight, it's too late. Any other matter, unless somebody has any particular update? No. Correspondence, we did have a couple things from other towns, that's why, it is important that we look at those. Thank you, Kendall, for getting them to us. I don't think I had any other emails from people, since I did check my email. Okay, we have a bunch of minutes. People have a chance to look at them.
Yes.
of minutes.
Okay,
Lots of
so I'll take first a motion I made a couple of edits, I hope they got in there.
Are these done by AI, by the way?
Some of them are.
One,
There's
there
a
was
lot.
because was misspelled, I tried to fix it, and
But
it was
she
not
does
letting me
review
fix
them.
anything.
Yeah, there was just a couple places where, a few things, hopefully my edits got in.
There was,
So I'll take September 8th, I guess the only changes I had were addition of last names on the special,
Yeah, I noticed that,
yeah, John Harden
yeah.
September 8th? Must have
September
gotten
8th. First of all, so any
yeah,
changes on
it got
September
in.
8th? Okay. How about, okay, I'll try to take them as a batch. November 10th. I guess I'll take a motion for September 8th.
Yeah, we should do it
Let's
by
do one
date.
at a time.
I move to approve the minutes of September 8th.
Okay,
I second.
any changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. November 10th,
I move that be approved.
okay.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. November, I did look at those. November 24th, there's one that said Brian was the chair.
Yeah, that one,
That's not that one.
it's not that.
Didn't go over everything.
What happens, Ron?
To fire the chair here
Next,
too?
soon.
Jeepers creepers.
I move to approve the minutes of November 24th.
Excellent, thank you. Any,
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
So I was absent.
Okay. Who was absent? You were?
I was absent.
But
Absent
it-
Brian.
Absent for one of those, but I don't.
That was
Not on there, you're right.
Brian is abstaining. Okay, December 1st, I didn't see in here, but
It's there.
it's there?
Yeah,
Oh, it's got a different communication session. All right,
December
it was different.
4th or 1st?
first. I wasn't
This is
at
the
that.
communications things. I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay,
I have to abstain from that when I wasn't there.
okay.
There was
All in,
one when I wasn't there, but I don't recall.
no, that's, that, we have a couple of working sessions that didn't get minutes. So Brian and Sue were not there, so I'll take a motion from Chris. And Gordon seconds it, I think. It's a very simple.
Chris.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. They're quite, she's done a great job on
Oh,
these.
yeah, the 4th.
The 4th, that's the one I think that had the,
Yeah, you get, the changes are in there.
no, that's the one that needed John Harden's name in
Yeah, I
it.
think it's in there.
Did I put it in?
Ian?
Heritage. Yes, I made some changes to that one and they did get captured.
Okay.
Dave McKenna's name and John Harden. Those are the changes. So I'll take a motion for December 4th.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
So moved. A second.
All in favor? Everybody
all
can
there.
vote? Yes. Okay, and then December 8th,
Oh, these are the ones
these are the
where-
ones that she has the wrong,
Yeah, just, there are a couple things and then that sentence on the second page needs a little
oh, I
help.
got the wrong one. December 8th. Okay, I made a couple changes there and just getting the right people.
And I tried to fix your change, cause it was because was misspelled and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, okay, where, so how was,
So I made a note and.
okay, I see your note, take out do, fix the spelling of the.
Peter Morton should be there, not Peter Gordon.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, he-
Good,
That wasn't-
good eye.
wasn't there.
Peter
Peter and Gordon.
Morton, okay, got it. Okay, with the amendments, I'll take a motion to approve, December 8th, and Gordon was not there, so.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
And Gordon abstains. Okay, excellent job. Whew. Okay, so we will meet again in 2 weeks, if you can make it on Thursday at 3. Between now and then, we are gonna get a final version of the downtown zoning, which we are all gonna scour
Scour.
Memorize.
and memorize.
So Martha, you
And we
be
are gonna-
sending out the edited version
Yes.
for us to review?
And the map and the edited version are gonna go on the website. Okay,
Great.
I will take a motion to adjourn. Chris,
So moved.
Second.
That was the.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.